You are listening to That's Life, a One Love Media production.
Welcome to your calming place. Take a moment to pause. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, allow yourself to fully be here just for these next few minutes. Take a deep breath in through your nose, letting your chest rise, your belly expand, and slowly exhale through the mouth. Let's do that again. In through your nose. And out through your mouth. Now, as you breathe, notice the sensations around you. Feel the ground beneath you, the surface supporting you, the coolness or the warmth in the air. Let these little details remind you that you are present, safe, and grounded. Picture a place where you feel most at peace. Maybe it's the gentle waves of the ocean, a quiet forest, or the glow of a cozy room. Imagine yourself there, taking in every detail, the colors, the sound, the smells. Let go of anything that's weighing on your mind. With each exhale, release the tension. With each inhale, welcome calm and clarity. You don't need to be perfect, and you don't need to fix everything right now. You just need to be here, breathing, in this moment. Take one last deep breath together, feeling gratitude for showing up for yourself today. And when you're ready, come back and let's begin. Hello, and welcome back to That's Life, the show where we take life's quirks, twists, and curveballs, put them into a blender, and serve them up with a side of sarcasm and soul searching. I'm your host, Kyle Fields, and today we're diving into one of life's most complicated and endlessly fascinating topics: relationships. Now, before you roll your eyes thinking, oh great, another lecture on love and communication, let me assure you, this isn't that kind of show. We're going to laugh, we're going to reflect, and maybe we'll even figure out why your significant other insists on stacking the dishwasher the wrong way. So buckle up, folks. Whether you're single, married, it's complicated, or just here for the jokes, there's something in this episode for you. So let's jump in. Segment 1. The many faces of relationships. Relationships. They're like a box of chocolates, right? You never know what you're going to get. Unless it's a passive aggressive text message, in which case you definitely know what you're getting. Let's break this down. Relationships aren't just about romance. They're about connection, friends, family, coworkers, that one neighbor who keeps borrowing your lawnmower and conveniently forgetting to return it. Speaking of neighbors, I had a neighbor one time who used my lawnmower so often that I started calling it a community asset. One day I asked for it back and he said, "Oh, I thought we were co owners." Co owners? I didn't realize I was in a relationship with this guy. But seriously, relationships come in all shapes and sizes, and each one teaches us something about ourselves. Romantic ones teach us patience, friendships teach us loyalty, and coworker relationships, they teach us how to smile through gritted teeth during yet another meeting that could have been an email. Did you know that according to a study in psychological science, people who invest in meaningful relationships are generally happier and healthier? The study found that our connections are more important to our well being than fame, wealth, or even Instagram likes. Who knew? And of course, the Bible has a lot to say about relationships. One of my favorites is Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. That's a fancy way of saying relationships help us grow, even when they're frustrating. Segment 2: Love, the Battlefield. Now, let's talk about romantic relationships. Cue the violins, or maybe the alarm bells. Romantic relationships are like assembling IKEA furniture. The instructions make no sense. There's always a missing piece. And by the end of it, you're questioning your life choice. You know, I once dated somebody who was obsessed with astrology. Every argument we had, she always ended it with, "Makes sense. You're such a Leo." Finally, I said, "Okay, I'll be a Leo. But can we agree that you're a Scorpio who never refills the brittle water filter?" Needless to say, it didn't last. Psychologists say that communication is the cornerstone of a healthy relationship. A study in the Journal of Marriage and Family found that couples who actively listen to each other are 70 more percent to resolve conflicts. So, pro tip: put down your phone, make eye contact, and fellas, actually listen for once.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Ephesians chapter 4, verses 2 and 3 say, "Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love." In other words, love isn't about being right, it's about being kind. Even when your partner insists on putting pineapple on pizza. Today's episode of That's Life is brought to you by Love Notes Records.
Are you tired of fighting with your significant other over what you use to listen? Introducing the ultimate relationship expert, featuring classics like "You Never Listen" by The Silent Treatment, and "Why Can't You Just Say What You Mean" by Passive Aggressive and the Gaslighters, and the breakup anthem of the year. Fine, I'll do the dishes. Call now and we'll throw in a bonus track. I'm sorry, let's watch your show tonight. That's the ultimate relationship mixtape, because every love story deserves a soundtrack.
Segment 3: When relationships get messy. Okay, let's get real. Relationships aren't always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes they're thunderstorms and traffic jams. You know, I once had a falling out with a close friend over something so petty I don't remember what it was. We didn't talk for months. We finally made up, and it turned out we'd both been holding on to the same grudge, thinking that the other person didn't care. Well, lesson learned: communication is everything. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that forgiveness is the key to maintaining long term relationships. Holding on to grudges not only damages relationships, but it also affects your physical and mental health. Colossians 3:13 says, "Bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has any grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you." Translation: let it go. Yes, even that thing they said about your mom. So, how about I give you some practical advice? How do we navigate the messiness? Well, number one, set boundaries. They're not walls, they're fences with gates. Number two, communicate. No, passive aggressiveness doesn't count. Number three, be grateful. Remember why you value the relationship in the first place. Segment 4: Self love and the bigger picture. Let's not forget the most important relationship of all, the one you have with yourself. Self love doesn't mean being selfish, okay? It's not about saying, "I'm going to eat this entire pizza because I deserve it." That's not self love. That's heartburn waiting to happen. According to a report in Healthline, practicing self compassion leads to better relationships with others. When you treat yourself with kindness, you're more likely to extend that kindness to the people around you. In the Bible, Matthew 22:39, Jesus says, "Love your neighbor as yourself." The key there is yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup, folks. So, what have we learned today? Relationships are messy, complicated, and sometimes downright confusing. But they're also beautiful, fulfilling, and worth the effort. Whether it's with a partner, a friend, or yourself, the key to any relationship is love, patience, and a healthy dose of humor. Thanks for tuning in to That's Life. Remember to be kind, communicate, and maybe, just maybe, put the Brita filter back in the fridge. I'm Kyle, and I'll see you next week. Until then, do you, but do it with love and affection. I'm out of here.
That's Life is a One Love media production. For more info, or to get in on discussions or find out about upcoming episodes, like us on Facebook.